Good day to you. Well, I'm filming this on Friday, December 16th. Hope you're doing well. We are doing okay here in Ann Arbor, 12th floor. Grace is working hard, so hopefully we can at least maybe get home, good enough to get home next week and before Christmas, and she's still got a long road to recovery. Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit do a little bit of deer talking and about some regulations that I was sitting listening into a meeting last week about some regulation changes we kind of want to make in Michigan. And because the antler point restrictions, which we refer to as APR, they work in the sense of, but what the state of Michigan wants, okay, so you got the DNR, National Department of Natural Resources. You got the NRC, which is the National Resource Commission. That is a board panel made up of people the governor picks to put on that panel. And then there is ways to get she nominates a bunch of people to get, in this case, Whitmer would be nominating people to get onto that board, and then it's voted on by a bunch of, and I don't even know who votes, who's got to vote. Maybe Michigan United Conservation Club has a vote, or maybe Farm Bureau has a vote. I don't exactly know that part of it, how deep that goes, but Eric Schnell is kind of leading this charge on this political stuff with these meetings that the NRC have. They have one every month, and he is the state leader of the National Deer Association, NDA. Way too many acronyms to say here and go. I was just trying to put out a baseline of where we're at and try to speed this up, but we were hoping they did a test for 3 years in the APR, antler point restrictions, in Kent County, Mecosta County, and I believe Newaygo County. No, Montcalm, Mecosta, Newaygo. They did to see, the DNR wants a decent sized herd, but they also need it in check. Okay, this is really complex because there's so many different areas, so many different types of habitat, and so many different types of hunters in all these areas. The Northwest 12 of Michigan counties, ranging from Lake County straight north to west up to Traverse City, all those counties have had APR, antler point restrictions, for a while now, and their restrictions is first tag is 3 points on one side, second tag is 4 points on one side. And what it does is allows yearling bucks, 1.5-year-olds, to try to get to a 2.5, and it also allows hunters to, or kind of forces hunters, if you want to shoot for venison, for meat, you can shoot a doe. If you're seeing spikes or 2 points or whatever it is, you can say, well, I'm going to shoot this doe. It's bigger than a yearling anyway, or just the same size as it. Usually they're bigger, nice big doe. So they're getting meat, and the DNR is happy, National Resources Commission is happy, and the hunters are happy. And also, it allows a lot of things. So getting that age structure into balance, getting the herd in check and balance, and also allowing older bucks to breed younger does. That's kind of the theory of it. And the buck harvest ends up being about even as well. About 33% of yearlings still get killed. 33% of 2.5-year-olds and 33% of 3.5-year-olds on up bucks. So the APR was temporary in the CWD zone. Well, that got taken off last year, and they thought it was going to be permanent because the numbers showed that, because in those CWD zones specifically, they wanted does in check. And of course, now in 2022, it is mandatory check-ins. Okay, so you got mandatory check-ins. So the DNR is getting this information right quick. And if the hunters are doing their job by at least entering in your harvest or your kill or whatever you want to call it into the portal, and the DNR can see where all these deer are at, see what is people are killing and where and why and when. And it really helps out making regulation changes, because there's a big push right now. Well, it's a loud push, let me say, of getting trophy bucks in Michigan. We can do it. They're all over the place, especially in southern Michigan. But a lot of the hunter, the majority of hunters don't hunt that way. Don't really think it's nice to shoot a nice buck that they maybe be able to mount, but it's not their number one priority. We got 600,000 hunters. There's no way to keep everybody happy. And majority of those hunters, over 300,000 hunters, hunt like November 15th and 16th and really don't hunt much again. It's a big push for gun season, and you got money involved. You got licenses involved. So the DNR needs that money. The NRC wants to make everybody happy, or try to anyway. Plus they have maybe their own personal agendas, whoever it may be. So to my point now is we are trying to discuss and get people's thoughts on trying to make compromise with everything, because we're going to have to. We need the data. The current data is showing that a lot more bucks are getting killed per square mile than doe, and Michigan has been like that for years and years and years. 3.1 bucks per square mile get killed versus maybe 1.1 or maybe 1.5 doe, and that should be even. It would like to be even. As a matter of fact, you should be able shooting more doe. What this does is lots of reasons to do that. Now maybe I'll go into a second of why keeping the herd in check helps, but it's a much healthier herd. Deer grow much faster, much bigger, much healthier, and you're out there shooting does and getting way more meat, and then you're shooting nice bucks, 2.5-year-olds on up, that are providing a lot more meat too. So this is the proposal that we're talking about doing. So on a combo license, they want to instill antler point restrictions for the first tag, and you earn a buck on the second tag. So the first tag you got to shoot, and this is we want to implement this all of Michigan. First tag, 4 points on one side. Second tag, earn a buck. So if you shoot a buck, 4 points on one side, and you want to shoot another one, got to shoot a doe first. Shoot a doe first, you get your second buck tag, which is also an antler point restriction, 4 points on one side. About 10% of hunters right now fill both tags, if it's accurate. Because I think what they have a lot, and they're always going to have a problem with dad's filling grandpa's tag, dad's filling mom's tag, son's filling mom's tag. You know what I'm getting at. Along with the baiting issue. It's supposed to be illegal, but people are baiting like normal. There's always going to be problems. There's not going to be. It's just too big of a system to get everybody on the same page. We're human. That is natural. And we're trying to make it nice for, and I think the loud hunters are the trophy hunters that go out of state and they want great big trophies. I mean, there's lots of topics you can talk of after this, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's great, if that's what type of hunter you are. But the majority of hunters want to go out and have a good time, spend time with family, and the old traditional, hey, if it's a legal buck, I'm shooting it. And nothing wrong with that as well. It's usually your private properties and whatever it may be. But times are changing and we need to evolve. I know there's been talk about the youth hunt changing to maybe just all doe, about November 15th gun opener changing, and some of these things are just not going to happen when you talk to the NRC, or there's just some things that they won't even listen to. One buck rule on the whole state, first tag and you can shoot any buck, they will not even hear it. DNR don't want to hear it. NRC don't want to hear it from the DNR, and a lot of the NRC will just not even listen, completely tone it out. So you got to fight some battles that you might win, and the OBR one buck rule is not one of them. People compare it to Indiana and these other states. Well, we're not Indiana. The closest state you can compare us to is Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania has had APRs on both tags for over 20 years, and it's highly successful. Hunter retention is high, and Michigan needs to go back to that. So here's my 12-minute Monday episode, and maybe I'll keep up with these small little podcasts here week to week, trying to remember the topics. If you want anything you want me to talk about, and I'll try to give any updates if I hear them. Please subscribe to the channel, share, leave some comments on how you think, your ideas of how you think some regulations should go. But you got to keep in mind, like, my personal regulations are not just what I just said neither. But it's a battle we may be able to win and help out with everything. So God bless you. God bless troops. God bless USA. Thank you for the well wishes and the prayers. They do help. And click those affiliates. Do a little Christmas shopping. Last minute Christmas shopping. And thanks a lot.